What's up, guys, and welcome to the new office. Super excited to start this series that I'm going to be doing. Really mainly just kind of talking through some of the stuff we're doing at HIDEF and, like some of the interesting stuff we got going on. Like recently, in the past 2 weeks, we just kicked off our new deal, which is with a team called Bigfoot Football Club. And Bigfoot is located out of Maple Valley, Washington, hence the shirt here. And it's a USL 2 team and USL W. And basically what like USL is essentially, it's like a semi-pro or technically a professional soccer league. And so essentially, a bunch of kids who are very good at their respective colleges will come out and play outside of their soccer seasons, mainly from about May to July, to try to get high-level competition, increase their skills, get better, and try to move on to the next level of play eventually. And so what we've seen, in the past years, the expansion of the USL 2 within like the greater Seattle area. So there's teams in Ballard. We support another team out in Bellevue called Mid Lakes. We've got West Seattle Junction. We've got a variety of different USL 2 teams around. So the soccer community is getting very strong. And really, to be honest, soccer was not one of the sports. Like I played baseball, basketball, football. I played, my main sport was track. I didn't play soccer, and I'm really loving every minute of being out in the field and helping out with the team. One, it's really fun to just be around high-level athletes who are competing every day, trying to get better. Very inspiring. And, it's also the opportunity to kind of flex my skills in a different way and have some fun as well. So, we just got kicked off into practice. I was at practice this morning, and we're kind of just running right into the season. So men have a game tomorrow, women have their first game Saturday, and then men are back at it for the first home opener on Sunday, out at the new John High School. And so basically, the owner, Sean, who's just such an awesome guy and is the owner of West Coast Goalkeeping, he called me up one day and was like, "Hey, Zach, we really want HIDEF to be a part of this and come in and help us with our, player health and performance." And so that's what I've kind of taken over the role on. I'm trained in EMR, emergency medical response. I actually did my C-Pro in my undergraduate school. And then obviously all of the skills I've learned through getting my doctorate as a physical therapist has helped me to be able to fill this role for them. And what that kind of looks like for us and what we do is we're at every practice. We'll be at every home game covering. And so for the USL 2, you have to cover not only your team for the home games, but you have to cover the away team for like ankle taping and emergency medical response and things like that. And so I'm very excited for that and that role. And basically what it looks like is like every day I'm out there, I've got, my duffel of medical supplies that I take out to the field. I've got another full bag of like bands, sliders, all sorts of rehab equipment, things you need, massage guns, like any like treatment and like general prep stuff. And then I've got like a variety of other stuff like speed equipment, agility equipment, and things like that. And so basically what I do is, come out, I'm taping ankles of anybody who needs, has had a recent ankle sprain, or some people are, chronic ankle tapers, which, maybe we'll talk about in a future series on what we do to stop that from happening. But, so I'm out there taping ankles, and it's kind of a fun dynamic thing where it's like one moment I'm doing one thing, I'm taping an ankle, someone's walking up to me saying, "Hey, I got this quad thing or a hamstring thing. Hey, I got this calf. I'm feeling a little bit of hip tightness." I'm trying to be a point guard. "Hey, grab this band, do this exercise. Here's what it looks like," while I'm getting people prepped up. And then at practice, I'm stopping right at the start time. So 9 or 11, depending on men's or women's. I'm popping out onto the field. I'm doing team activation. Team activation is going to be like mobility drills, most like standing, dynamic, and walking mobility drills. And then I'm doing some sort of like general prep readiness for whatever the type of day that we're going to be doing. So whether it be small-sided play or we're going to play full 11s, I'm going to try to dial in the prep to match that. Also, like weather dependent. Today was a little bit colder, so we did a little bit longer prep. We also had some 11s on the -2 yesterday, and so today was kind of going to be set pieces. We played a little bit of small side games, things like that, and so I did a little bit longer prep just as like a loosen up from last night / we got a game tomorrow night. Let's make sure the body feels good, and so it's been really fun. I've been nerding out. Everything I've been doing lately has been podcasts, books. I've been talking to all the resources that I know. Luckily, I've got a really awesome group of people around me that know fitness and specifically soccer. Shout out to Coach Megan Young for helping me on some of this stuff as well. And it's been a steep learning curve, right? Like, I don't come into this pretending like I know everything about organized soccer and maintaining player health and performance. What I can offer is that I'm going to give you the top 10 effort. I'm going to give you 10 in to get 10 out of effort, learning the game of soccer, learning the intricacies of what it takes physically to prepare for soccer. Obviously, I've treated high-level soccer players in the past. Our organization has treated people all the way up to the Sounders level. But at the same time, like, it takes a whole different skill level to manage an entire team, and we're carrying very large rosters. So it's me, I've got an intern out there with me, we've got a PT student that helps intermediately, I've got some help at some game coverage, but for the most part, a lot of this falls on me. And we've got, we haven't had full turnout from all the teams, but we're carrying a 35-person roster for both teams. So 70 people for one, PT out there. That's a lot of people. I think the most we've had so far out of the field is probably like 35 or 40. So we haven't luckily had the full squad out all at once. So I've kind of been eased into it. We started with the men's first. The women's team mainly wasn't back from their programs in soccer. And so it's been kind of like an eased into a thing, but man, we had to go right after. It's more like running a national team practice here, because it's a bunch of people coming from different programs that have different styles of play and different coaching. And we're trying to put everybody into one system and figure out who's going to play, who plays well where. And then in the meantime, my role is trying to get everybody generally prepped and ready with this rigorous practice schedule, because they're having to practice pretty aggressively, because we're trying to figure things out really quickly on the fly. And obviously, like I said, we have a game as early as tomorrow. So it's been a fun process. We're flying around, we're doing a lot. Like, I'm out there, I'm trying to get as active as possible. I suck at soccer. I'm really bad at passing, so I'm out there trying to get my foot on the ball, out there like helping out, get balls. Like, you're kind of an all man on deck kind of situation, like all hands on deck. And so, we're out there running the water bottles around, we're shagging balls, we're trying to help people stretch in between, we're retaping ankles, it's just go. And it's been really fun. And so, this is the type of thing we're trying to expand, at HIDEF in general, trying to get more active in the sports community and being able to support local sports teams, youth organizations and clubs. Because one, it's really fun to support, like I said, supporting people who are active, who have active goals, who want to go and play at the next level. They've got that extra motivation. I think those are the kind of people in general that we find that, come and self-select as patients into HIDEF PT are really people who are active, and excited about movement and fitness as a priority for them. And so I always like to try to expand that. And right now, being able to get in front of the soccer audience out here in the Maple Valley, Covington area, and really beyond that with our partnership with Bellevue and Mid Lakes, with Dr. Kelly McCracken, one of our PTs in Bellevue, covering that. I think it's just been a cool opportunity to, one, get PT some variety of like ability to go out and see some games and cover and see what that's like, because it really is a fun thing. At least for me, I don't know, like, it'll be interesting to see all of the PTs in our organization going out and doing it, but I've had a blast. Like, it's like I get home from practice. Last night we had practice 8 to 10, so it is a hustle, by the way. Like, I've got to be out there most days. Like, we're down a provider in Covington. I'm treating out there right now. I'm still doing full-time ops and finance, kind of like business and development, all that kind of stuff. Like, all my roles haven't paused, so I've got to basically do all of that. And then on top of that, we're out at the field probably 4 times a week plus games. And so when I'm out there, it's 2 practices, and they're not at the same time all the time, so they're back to back. So it's like 9 to 11, 11 to 1. So I'm out there 9 to 1 straight doing this stuff, like just like on, trying to answer emails in the morning. Then I'm jetting right out. Like I'm here between, like after this, I head down to Covington to treat some patients. I have some meetings, like I've got some like personal meetings on my house and like things like that. And so, it's fun, but it definitely is a hustle that you need to be ready for if you want to do, and participate in doing something like this where you're in a team sport, right? There's a lot of hours that are involved in this team, really, comparatively to the average, like a college team or a professional team, is way more hours. I was just actually talking to an athletic trainer who works for a high school system now, and they're saying, yeah, it's so much more reasonable because of the contracts that we have through the organization that I work for. They really help us limit our hours and they don't overuse us versus like college. Like the hours are insane working with team sports in college and in the pros. So it's one of the things. I think it seems really glamorous, but you got to be ready for the grind, the hustle, and like you got to just do what it takes, and fit in, get in where you fit in. Like I showed up the first day not really 100% knowing what to expect. I was like, I'm gonna need to deal with like rolled ankles and obviously like the stuff you never want to have to deal with, which is like, cardiac events and neck injuries and things like that. But at the same time, I wasn't expecting to be able to do as much as I am. And it's really cool because it's very much a feel of like, everybody just put forth like whatever expertise you have and like contribute what you can, and let's make this thing work together. And so it's cool. I mean, it's got like what I would imagine is like the feel of like these smaller European neighborhood based soccer teams. And I think that is now on its way to the US. And I think that's a pretty cool thing, especially for like youth athletes to be able to see that, hey, I can go from a youth organization to high school. I can go play at a local college, D2, D3, even D1. I can come back and play for my local hometown USL 2 team. And then we've even seen now USL 2 players being selected into MLS systems and going into like MLS Next and some of the semi-pro under MLS. So really it's a feeder program. It's a developmental program. We're trying to get kids better, and most of all, we're trying to keep them healthy and improve their performance, or at least maintain, right? Like I think coming in, I thought there was going to be a little bit more ability to do agility training, speed, power, performance, some lifting and things like that, and programming, but really, there's not a lot of time to do that because they're gaining they're coming out of season, so they're already in really top-notch shape, and then two, really we're trying to utilize all the time we have to select players and to train skills. And so a lot of the conditioning is coming through like drills and games that we're playing, like small sided games or large sided games, like all of the different games that they play out there. That's where a lot of the conditioning is coming from. So there's not like a lot of specific speed development, conditioning development. I think as we start to get into the season, it may pan out where we have a little bit more ability to run some players who don't get as many minutes, and we can kind of keep those kids, in shape and make sure they're game ready, especially when they return to their programs. But I mean, overall, first impression, super fun. Super happy that we did this partnership. I think it's great for the community. I think it's great for the business. It's great for me. It's great for, we've got interns. We're giving people hours in school and shadowing opportunities. And so, man, it's been awesome. And I'm going to keep you guys updated. The goal here is I've got the office. I'm going to have, up here, I'm going to have more knickknacks and trinkets once I get all my stuff back. I had a house fire, long story there. But the goal is to be able to give weekly updates and start doing a little bit more like video, podcast, vlog style stuff to really showcase what we're doing, because it's fun, and I think like sometimes we just put our head down and work, but sometimes it's fun to be able to share it and teach and show you guys kind of the path that I'm taking and what we've done and at HIDEF. So, hopefully like you guys can also work on recreating that a little bit too. So, cheers, man. And we'll see you on the next one.